Josh, thank you so much for joining Action to Go Go.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Excellent, excellent. So you are in Armor, which debuts November 18th, and you play Casey, a security guard working with his father in a armored truck that gets attacked. And that's all I'm going to say, no spoilers. But I just wanted to get this out of the way. The movie stars Sylvester Stallone alongside you and Jason Patric. What was it like working with Sylvester Stallone? How did he smell? Did he give you a firm handshake? What was it like?
Oh, he smelled like strawberries and wine. It was great. I mean, I'd never worked with. I mean, I'd worked with big names before, but Stallone is just on a different atmosphere. He kind of transcends the industry in a way. But yeah, he was super nice, complete commands of the set. Jason, same thing, just really collaborative, and it was learned a lot working with those guys.
That's awesome. And of course, you are with Jason Patric here. Lost Boys, Speed 2, Narc, an amazing movie that he was in a while
Mhm.
with Ray Liotta. You spend a lot of time with him for all sorts of reasons. What was it like working with Jason?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, like I said, just not afraid to change things on the fly and just really kind of grind to figure out what the scene needed, what the story needed, and just not being afraid to really work at it and get there in a time frame that was pretty short. So it was a good experience.
Excellent, excellent. And maybe you could talk about that process. Was there a lot of rehearsals with them directly, or do you just show up on set and just go at it and do your own thing? What's that like?
Yeah, it was pretty much just show up on set and go at it. I mean, we had a brief script read a little bit before shooting, but that was pretty much it. But it kind of helped in a way because our characters were supposed to be kind of distant from each other and kind of rekindle as it goes. And so I think the arc we took together as actors with being not super familiar with each other and then getting more familiar as it went on, that arc kind of reflected our characters' arcs. So they kind of worked out.
Excellent, excellent. And there's some other great names here. Dash Myhawk. He gives crazy performance in this.
Loved it.
He's a wild character. Did you spend a lot of time with him, or was he like separate shooting days or anything like that?
No, I actually did get to spend a little bit of time with him. Super nice guy. Yeah, I was not expecting um, him to bring what he did to that character, but it was so good. I think one of the more entertaining characters to watch in the movie. So he killed it, man. He's a good dude.
Awesome. Okay, so wanted to talk about these other actors as well, but maybe just focus on you for a bit. How did you get into acting? What made you want to do that?
I initially wanted to be director, um, but I basically just made home videos as a kid, put them online, um, and eventually just got discovered. They asked if I wanted to audition for this independent movie called Hellion. Um, did it, ended up getting it, and then it's pretty much where it went on. Kind of took off from there. So it's kind of wild. It pretty much just fell into it.
Okay, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna make my own videos and just hope someone finds me.
Hey, it's a small world out there these days. You never know.
That's really cool, man. And then Justin Routt, he directs this. Um, so what was it like working with Justin on this? What was his process like?
Oh, it was great. I mean, for a movie like this, it's a lot of action and a pretty short shoot schedule. So it could have easily been pretty overwhelming, but he handled it really well. Had the production moving. He was really open to new ideas and collaboration and let the actors kind of just do their thing. And yeah, it was just a great experience.
Excellent, excellent. And I don't want to, again, I don't want to give any spoilers or anything like that, but I just want to say it was very tight. And I was really impressed with your performance under those conditions. Was it that physically demanding for you, or was it some movie magic in there? I mean, again, I'm not trying to give any spoilers away, but it looked like you were going through a lot of stuff. So how did you dig through that, or where'd you
Definitely
where'd
going
you get?
through a lot of stuff. Yeah. It's funny. The challenge for me wasn't so much physical stuff as it was just kind of bringing that energy to every take of, you're in so much pain and you're dying of heat and it's just this really intense, um, energy that you have to put out there constantly. And even in the audition, I mean, when I first auditioned, I was doing so much heavy breathing that like I was getting lightheaded after every take. And I was like, all right, I gotta figure this out. Uh, but yeah, that was the biggest thing. Is just bringing that energy. It's more exhausting than I think people would think.
No, I mean it looked exhausting. It felt exhausting, which was good.
Good.
I did
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
watch the movie, of course, in preparation for the interview. Always appreciate that. And I was impressed with what you were bringing to your character, what you were bringing to those moments. And when as an
Thank you.
actor, um, do you try and get into those emotions? Do you think about it from that angle, or I don't know, do you just read it and try and give it the best you can?
Yeah, I mean, mine. Everyone has their own process, but I've always been very just instinctual with how I do it. I just kind of feel like I have a decent read for what the scene needs, and obviously, it takes trial and error to a certain extent. But yeah, just kind of doing what you got to do to bring that. Just kind of having some time to yourself, or whatever it may be. But that's what I do. I just kind of just center myself and just kind of let instincts take over and try not to think about it too much.
Very cool. And was the movie shot on location? And what location was it?
We shot in Mississippi. It was kind of half and half. I mean, a lot of the everything in the truck when we're driving and stuff is all, with the truck on location. The bridge outside the van on the bridge is all on location, and then everything inside the truck was on a set. So it's kind of you kind of hit every beat there.
Oh, cool. See, that's what trips me out. Like I imagine being on location helps get you into the space better, but being on a set, like that's real acting, right? You're surrounded by cameras and these people. And like,
Yeah.
I remember watching a behind the scenes of the Ghost Rider movie. This is random. And Nicolas Cage was crawling out of a grave, right? And it looked all cool on screen, but then you look around, it's a bunch of people eating sandwiches and drinking cups of water, or whatever, just looking at him. And this is so weird. This is what actors do. This is
It's
crazy.
so funny you say that because I was on a podcast recently and I was talking about that, about how I love acting to death, but it is such a strange thing. Like when you see acting from a behind the scenes standpoint, when someone's just shooting it and there's all these people standing around and it's just an actor going like, ah, it's like it does look absurd, but hey, I love it, man. That's it's a beautiful thing.
Very cool. What do you what's inspired you over the course of your career? Any like or maybe even for this particular film, where there are certain things you look to, like I can think of Heat, right? That's an amazing example.
Yeah, yeah.
That opens up with the security truck getting flipped over and blown up and everything. Did you look at any other movies like that, or did you try and just focus in on this project?
Yeah, I mean, I as far as prepping for the project, it really is just for me just bringing what I need to bring to it, which is just focusing on this character and kind of trying to do what I can to be an emotional anchor to this movie. And if you focus on the character and what you need to bring, then I think everything else works itself out.
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. And what brought you to the project? How did you hear about it?
It just got sent to me by my agents. Did an audition, just one self tape, and that was it. A week later, I'm in Mississippi, sweating in a van, screaming my head off.
Well, I that came up with another interview I did with Maria Canals Barrera, where she said post-COVID, it's a lot more self-tapes now versus on site. Has that been your experience so far? Are you comfortable with that, or did you like going in and reading, waiting in a room, getting called, and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean that's all I do pretty much is self tapes, and even callbacks are just on Zoom, um, except for like the real late stages. But yeah, it's definitely a different thing. I was kind of I mean, I had been acting for 6 years at that point by the time COVID ran around, but it is a interesting experience. There's pros and cons to everything. I think I miss being in a room, just having that advantage of being with somebody and
Mm.
communicating with another human. To I don't know, it's just it's a lot better. But it's convenient to do it at home, and hopefully we can kind of find a middle ground at some point. But it looks like it's going to stay all
It's really
digital. So we'll see.
Well, maybe just going back to the job, right? And you're working with Jason Patric and Stallone and all these guys. And when you're in those scenes, you're like, were you feeding off Jason Patric's energy? I'm sure he does a great job. He's a great actor, obviously. But does that help you with your performance when you're bouncing back and forth and whatnot?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a saying that, acting is just reacting, and it's so true. It's so much of what you do is so
Mm.
dependent on who you're working with, and you're just bouncing off each other. And especially in a movie like this, where it's just us, sitting in this truck that we just have nothing else to go off of but each other. So that was a huge part of it, and it was a good training exercise for acting for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, in terms of maybe off camera or anything with those guys, did you get to hear any good stories about their careers or anything you can share? Nothing too crazy, but
No crazy stories to report. Honestly, it was a lot of just kind of talking about the scenes, and small talk, and you know I don't want to dig too deep into anyone's crazy stories.
well, I'd be doing that all the time. I'd be like, Stallone, Rocky,
Yeah.
everything, stem to stern. What did you do? Jason, Narc. What was it like? What did it smell like? All that good stuff.
It is tempting.
No, I bet. I bet. Excellent. So, I'm just gonna say, like, I'm sort of out of questions at this point. We pretty much hit all the good stuff. But what are your favorite hobbies?
I do a lot of reading. I play guitar. I make music just kind of for myself. I don't put it out there. I don't want to be the annoying actor making music. But we'll see, maybe one day. Uh, but yeah, that just exercising, running my dog, just trying to do stuff to fill the day when I'm not working.
Cool. What is it with actors and music? You know what I mean? Like Bruce Willis had a music career. A
Yeah.
couple others. I'm thinking Jennifer Lewis has a big music career. Billy Bob Thornton. Is it performing? Is that what it is? It's the what is it about music and actors?
That's a good question. I think the performing aspect, but I never thought of that, but that could be a part of it too, just being on a stage with an audience. But I don't know. I mean, if you're working in the arts, you're probably just pretty art oriented, and that expresses itself because you see it in other mediums too, right? Like Jim Carrey does a lot of painting, and I might have heard of a few other actors doing art stuff um, with painting and all that. But yeah, I think just having that part of your brain be activated, because I'm certainly not a business guy, whatever. So that's definitely the part of my brain that I lean towards. So I think it's just embracing that in different mediums.
Awesome. And last question, what's your favorite book since you're a reader?
Well, I read historical nonfiction is what I usually read. But I don't know, what am I reading right now? I'm reading a book called Ghost Wars about our involvement in Afghanistan and the Middle East during the Cold War and beyond. So it's it's super exciting stuff.
Good stuff. Very heady. Very impressed. Well, I do want to correct myself real quick. The movie comes out November 22nd. I said the 18th, November 22nd. Josh, I mean it. I was super impressed by your performance. Great stuff. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I super appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Best of luck with everything.
Thanks, man. You too.
This is Derek Scarzella. Thank you so much for watching this video. Just doing a quick outro. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Above all, we want to hear what you have to say about this video, this movie, what it meant to you. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, of course, YouTube. Check out our website, actionagogo.com. And of course, you can check out my own novels. Knuckle Crackbone, as well as The Vicious Game. Links are all down below. We also have a merch store if you want to enjoy our glorious Action A Go Go electric logo, which is going to come right after this. And of course, again, thank you so much for watching. It's super appreciated. Hope you had a good time. I know we did. Bye.